Hello and welcome to I Love Sports, starring Sir Benedict. This is Sir Benedict. Okay, anyways, so we open up ESPN. We're gonna go through some of the news that we're seeing. All right, first thing first, University of Michigan fires Sherrone Moore, their head coach, after an investigation that found credible evidence he was engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Sherrone, what are you what are you doing? Hey man, don't dip your hand in that cookie jar, you can't. So, Michigan fired coach Sherrone Moore for cause Wednesday after a university investigation that found credible evidence he was engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. This conduct constitutes a clear violation of university policy, and UM maintains zero tolerance for such behavior, said athletic director Ward Manuel in a statement Wednesday. Biff Poggi. Third name Biff. So I just have never seen, because the only other Biff that I know is from Back to the Future. I didn't know that was actually, I thought that was just a nickname, but his name Biff. Biff Poggi was named interim coach. Michigan is slated to play Texas in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl on December 30th. He said, I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach. I woke up feeling the cheesiest. Oh my god. Ain't no way, bro. Oh no, you can't do that. Alright. This news ends Moore's Michigan coaching career at 17-8 with his final game, a 27-9 loss to Ohio State to conclude a 9-3. They were 9-3. I didn't do that bad. I mean, yeah, you lost to Ohio State, which is tough because you know Michigan, Ohio State. You hate losing to Ohio State. It's the worst thing that can happen. I mean, last year they beat them, so like, not a bad team. You got a great quarterback in Bryce Underwood. You got a good team going around him. 39-year-old has gone through 2 years of his 5-year contract as Wolverines head coach, and the school's firing for Cosman isn't planning to pay the near $12.3 million it would have owed him on his deal. See, you just hug yourself out of some money, boy. It's never worth it. It's never worth it. If they are on staff, they are off limits. I want you guys to remember this. If they are on staff, they are off limits. That rule will save you money, save you time, save your heart. Guaranteed. I'll tell you that right now. For free. Free 99. You're getting this for free. Drop a like in the video. Because I mean, it's free. But like, that's free. It's a like and subscribe. It's free. You feel me? I promise you that it's free. Alright? Don't mess around with anybody on staff. But also like, share, and subscribe. Anyways, Moore was promoted to Michigan's head coach in the wake of Jim Harbaugh's departure from the NFL. Yeah, we remember that because they won the national title. And then Jim Harbaugh was like, I'm going to go to the NFL. And then they got all that, obviously, all that investigation. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's still ongoing or not. Be that as it may, he was promoted as a coach. They have good talent, good core, and Michigan always recruits well. So, like, you had a good thing going, brother. You had a good thing going, but you sold it. That's tough. All right. Moore endured some off-field controversies before his firing, including suspension in Week 3 and Week 4 of his season tied to Connor Stalions' illegal advanced scouting scheme. That's right, the Connor Stalions thing. That dude was he stealing signs? Scouting. Yeah, that's right. He was stealing signs, and then they was giving back. That's how they were winning so many games. Or allegedly winning a lot of games under Jim Harbaugh, and then they got punished for that because that's why he got suspended. That's right. So Moore was set to serve an additional 1 game suspension for the start of the 2026 season, as well as suspended for the season opener in 2023 for self-imposed penalties for breaking recruiting rules. I don't know why they need to break recruiting rules. You're Michigan. You can just recruit whoever you want because you're Michigan, right? Moore was successful offensive line coach, offensive coordinator before being promoted head coach, finalist for the Broyles Award 2023, play caller in Michigan's national title team. Yeah, that team was annoying. Because what they would do is they would just line up their offensive linemen, give the ball to Blake Corum, and just run it. And I don't understand why J.J. McCarthy got drafted as high as he did, because he never had to throw the ball. He never had to throw because they would just hand the ball off. Say, oh, those aren't working. You guys have a good freaking secondary. We're on down your throat. And it worked. They got like I don't know how many games they had like 200 to 300 yards rushing, something like that, something crazy like that. But that's what it was, and he was the orchestrator of that, so that's why he almost won the Broyles Award, which is like given to the best coordinator, I think. Yeah. The firing puts Michigan in a difficult position for finding a coach in the wake of what's been considered the most volatile coaching carousel in recent college football history. Already been a flurry of hires and extensions, which will complicate Michigan's search. That's tough. I'm a Texas fan. Texas. Hey, as bad as it is for Michigan, it's good news for Texas. That means they're gonna have a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Not gonna be as focused going to the bowl game. Texas, we are pissed. We are mad. Why are we mad? Because we did not make the college football playoff. A lot of Texas fans believe that Texas should have made the college football playoff. I can see both sides in the fact that we did lose to Florida, which sucks. But we did play Ohio State. We did beat Oklahoma. We did beat A&M. We beat Vanderbilt when they were number 10 in the nation. A lot of good things happened this season for Texas, but also a lot of bad things happened to Texas. We had a lot of close games. We lost to Florida, which we should not have lost to Florida. That's so stupid. We went to overtime against Kentucky and Mississippi State. The future's bright for Texas. Should we have gotten in the college football playoff? Maybe or maybe not. Would we have done good in the college football playoff? That's a speculation because there were a lot of weaknesses in Texas on Texas's team. Because again, we would have had to face a team like Georgia or a team like Ohio State, and I don't think we would have done well against the teams of that caliber. We're not at that caliber this year. Last year, we were at that caliber. Things happen, whatever the case may be. It is what it is. This year, we were not quite at that caliber because we got trashed by Georgia. I'm not going to lie to you. That was bad. Kind of refocusing this back into the story, it is going to be very hard for Michigan to find a coach because right now all the good coaches are going. Eric Morris from UNT, the guy that led UNT to almost getting a college football playoff spot if they had beaten Tulane, he's going to Oklahoma State. Now, we talk about Lane Kiffin. He did his own thing. He went to he was at Ole Miss. He decided to, cut it so that he can go to LSU in the most unceremonious way possible, which is Lane Kiffin-esque, So yeah, I'm sure there's good coaches out there. I'm sure there's good coordinators out there that are going to want to step up to that plate. But as it stands, Michigan's going to have a very hard time to do that, especially now with whatever recruiting's coming along. So, but again, it remains to be seen as to what they do. Again, it is Michigan. I don't think that they're going to have too much of a hard time as far as recruiting, because the brand of Michigan football, especially in the North and all around the country, really, still holds weight, especially since 2023 and especially since Jim Harbaugh's tenure, and honestly also this year. I don't think that they're going to suffer too much if they don't lose players to the transfer portal, because I'm sure that there's a lot of players that were sold into Sherrone Moore's his schemes and just the things that he was promising and the things that they were doing this year. I'm sure there was a lot of players that were locked into that, sold by that. Now that that's gone, do you have players that are going to stay? Do you have players that are going to find another outlet? Because, if you have as talented of a squad as I think Michigan really has, you have other colors. Like, you got Indiana's on the up. You got Penn State's on the down, but, so you could be part of a resurgence there. I don't know if you want to be, though. You honestly look at, somewhere go to the SEC. You can look to see Georgia, because Georgia always does well in the portal, which is unfair because they recruit well, whatever. You could look to other places. You could even look at, Oklahoma. You could look at a Texas. You could look at a Vanderbilt because they're on the up, too. There's colleges everywhere that'll take talented players if they end up going to the transfer portal. That'll end up boosting their talent bases for their teams. So if you're a Michigan player, you have a lot to think about. It's do you want to be a part of the new project with this thing do you want to be a part of a project that just lost its head coach? Or do you want to be a part of a project that's already kind of well established in the hunt for a college football playoff spot or already in a college football playoff spot? So that you can be secure and you can actually win stuff, make a lot of NIL money, and then also have your draft stock improve because you showed out on this team that's of a high caliber. So a lot of things going on. Again, that's all really good for Texas because Texas already kind of got a chip on her shoulder, so it's yeah, we should have been in this, but so we're gonna play this bowl game with our hearts on our sleeves. We're gonna play us with a whole new level of conviction and focus. We're going to come at you. We're going to beat you. And these guys are kind of scrambling a little bit. So it bodes well for Texas. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, baby. I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, that's all for this video. Catch y'all later. Bye. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye. Love you. Bye.